Hello and welcome to the Stoop. It is Quins Cup finals week and we are here for the Under-18 Girls Cup final. It is a fantastic game set for us tonight. Wimbledon versus Old Reigatians, two fantastic clubs from Surrey. Two of the greats, you might say, and they are playing for this thing. It's a pretty special piece of kit, that, isn't it? You might just have caught our referees making their way out onto the pitch. Shout out to them. They're part of the Young Match Officials organisation, and in that tunnel behind me will be the two teams coming out. They've got a bit of history this week because it's actually Quins Cup finals week. The girls competitions finals have been taking place yesterday in the under-14s and the under-16s. The under-14s won by Barnes. The under-16s, well, it was these two teams again playing in the under-16s, and Wimbledon came out on top in that one. How will they do in the under-18s? We will find out very, very shortly. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. We can't wait to get going. As you can see, we've got a pretty healthy crowd behind us. There's a few superstars in amongst them as well who will hopefully catch a word with later on. We've got some superstars upstairs as well, but I can hear the music starting to blast out behind me, and that tells me that our two teams are ready to come out. And just a little bit of housekeeping before we get to this game in full. We're going to be live again in a fortnight because the boys take over in a fortnight's time. The under-15s and 16s will be on the 23rd, and live here at the Stoop on the 28th will be the under-18 boys Quins Cup final, the Colts final. That is on the 28th. Tonight it is all about the under-18 girls final. We saw a sensational game last year. What will we see this year? It is soon to come. We are in the shadows, of course, of Twickenham Stadium, the main house, Allianz Stadium, I should call it nowadays, shouldn't I? Where the Six Nations has been taking place. And these two sides couldn't be more inspired by what they've been seeing in the Six Nations opening round. Women's rugby is booming, girls rugby is booming. We're coming up off the back of the Under-18 Six Nations Festival over at Wellington College, where France were all conquering. England struggled a little bit. These girls will want to show that perhaps they had a case to be involved in that. And I tell you what, there's a fair few lining up tonight that could well have been. We have some very, very special players lining up. Perhaps more importantly than that, though, it's the last time a lot of these girls are going to wear their club colours at this level. You know, they may be going on to bigger and brighter things, university, etc., over the next couple of years. This is the last time they'll play together as a team, and what a place to do it. The home of Harlequins, the Stoop, a famous old venue. I just passed on my way in the statue of Nick Duncan, one of the greats who so sadly passed away in his youth. This place oozes history, it oozes passion, and you know what it also oozes? It oozes absolute flair, and that is what we are expecting to see tonight. A whole load of flair, because these two sides love to chuck it around. Wimbledon on their way to this Quins Cup final, top the league table, unbeaten. They were absolutely sensational, scoring points galore through that league campaign. For Old Reigatians, it was a little bit more of a slow burn, but as we got to the final stages, when both sides faced the biggest threat to them progressing to this point, Farnham, they both played exceptionally tough games, but came through them in exceptionally gritty style. That are the two sets of teams that we have behind us, ready to go. Do you know what? I was expecting them to be in the tunnel already, because they have been, the subs have all been in and out, the players have been ready to go, the players have been itching to get going, but they're not in that tunnel yet. They are keeping us ready and raring to go. But I've got good news for you. Ready and raring to go in commentary are Wilf Kemsey, who's going to be leading things, and alongside him, Kate Yeomans, a fantastic pair up in commentary, and they are going to take you through the team sheets in just a moment's time.
Thank you, Angus. Welcome then, everyone, to our first of two outstanding occasions here at the Stoop. It is the Quins Cup Under-18s final, the girls' edition up first, and it's two old foes, Wimbledon taking on Old Reigatians. We're expecting fireworks tonight here at the home of perhaps the most exciting team in the Women's Prem. We are really looking forward to a tantalising occasion between two sides who know each other oh so well. Before the players are out and underway and I introduce Kate Yeomans, let's quickly have a look through the two teams, starting with the favourites, Wimbledon. A late change for Wimbledon in the front row. Val Rivera, the Spaniard, comes in to start alongside the Irish woman Ellen Walsh, and Elsa Redman rounds out the front three. Rostron and Mosley in the row. with the daughter of one of the two coaches, Willow Pickin, off to Exeter University to be coached by Poppy Leach soon in the back row, alongside Olivia Barnes and Loak Solomon, who's also on that PDG pathway. They are captained by the scrum half B. Gray, who manages to keep out the England star Alex Ahad in that 9 shirt, with Roshin Lee alongside her. Both are part of Rickard College, of course, that local Harlequin supported side. Neem Balafonte starts on one wing with Erin Heather on the other, Amy Mayland and Ellie Ralph in the midfield. Ralph, one to watch out for, a real speedster. And then Mara Lopez at fullback always brings a big crowd with her. And as we've alluded to, so much talent on the bench. The likes of Larissa Moore, of course, whose father Brian is here in attendance, and England's Alex Ahad, alongside the Surrey captain Amelia Dockrell, who is back for her first game from injury. Old Reigatians, though, who won the face-off between these two at under-16 level last season, will be hoping to do the same again. It's a strong team, with England's Eva Larkai returning for the Six Nations to start, alongside Surrey's Mia Lewis and Nicole Haycock in her first season in the front row. Smith and Damale Morgan in the locks, Zoe Smith formerly on the Scotland pathway before focusing on her A-levels, which you have to respect. Broddle, England's Turney and the captain Mia Newton start in the back row. Newton, of Cardinal Newman fame, will be one to watch at number 8. Elsbeth Kinnebert, vice-captain at scrum half, with Jocelyn Diacetis, the Oakland's fly half outsider. Sude Ayla Smith and Alex Smalley in the centres, with Seren Cunningham, her second season of the sport, on one wing, and Monique Spencer, the Jamaican international, on the other. Martina Podlesek starts at fullback, having formerly played in the back row. Lots of talent as well to come from the bench as the players head out for the first time here at the Stoop. And I have just enough time to introduce my co-commentator. Well, it's the head coach of Worthing College, of course, and a former Glasgow Warrior, Kate Yeomans, alongside me. Today in your role at QUINS as one of the women's rugby development officers, and you must be so excited to see the progression of these sides who have been in final after final here at the QUINS Cup.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely brilliant to see these two sides go against each other. Like you said, under 16s yesterday, the exact same team, so we know that they have good girls set up, they have good coaches around them as well. And like you said, there's a few England stars in there, so it'll be good to see them coming off of their form from that Six Nations and to see how they can bring their teammates up around them.
It'll be Old Reigatians who kick us off, going right to left in this first half of 35. They're in that green, navy and pink trim, while Wimbledon will be on the receiving end in the maroon and turquoise. It's been a long league stage to lead up to this final. Wimbledon undefeated throughout. Old Reigatians with a winning record of 5-2. And it's been kicked off by Diacetis, who will be a really important cog in the Old Reigatians machine this afternoon. Cleanly taken, and a first bit of possession for Wimbledon, who are immediately looking to crunch into the action. What a carry to get us started. That is the sort of fire we're hoping to see all game, Kate.
No hands, Green, no hands.
Should be quick ball for Wimbledon, but they do well to slow it down, Old Reigation. Soft hands onto the edge. Some late pressure just about disrupts, but then cutting in comes Erin Heather, and Heather makes some good yards. Gray was so important in that warm-up for Wimbledon. She was absolutely leading the energy, and they have found their way to the other edge. Ian Balafonte, another Rickard College student, of course, that local side which dominates these two teams, but it's been turned over by Old Reigatians on the deck. They should have their first chance to play with ball in hand. It's Lewis, the Surrey hooker, who is sent back packing. What a carry! But a tackle in response from Wimbledon of great aplomb. Diacetis pops it over the top.
That's back off, Green.
Clear as you can hear from the referee, always backwards, and Podlesek goes to ground. Good defence from Wimbledon, but a strong carry by Larkai, the England prop, up to halfway.
No hands, no hands. There's already a ruck.
You can already see how interested both teams are at the breakdown, Kate. It's going to be just as interesting a game defensively as when they're on the ball.
Oh, definitely. You know that they're both going to carry really hard, but sometimes that can leave them isolated. So if they have that opportunity there to go for the ball if they're isolated, they've got to take it. Great overlap here. Let's see if they can use it.
Old Reigatians on the edge. Penalty advantage first infringement of the day, whipped off the deck by Turney, the England back rower at Exeter College, but has come home for this huge cup final. Still a penalty advantage here. Podlasek chips over the top. Up comes the fullback. It's a slight knock-on, but penalty was always coming.
Penalty over here.
Love to see that with a penalty advantage. Just try and create some chaos.
Red offside.
And Diacetis races over.
That's your mark.
Imagine they're going to keep Wimbledon on their toes here, but Diacetis will look for touch. Chance for us to take a breath. 2.5 minutes of rapid-fire rugby, Kate. What have you made of the opening to this Queen's Cup final?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the pace of the game at the moment, keeping it really fast as we can. And they've just managed to catch them offside because of that speed of ball that they have, which I think if they can keep this going for the 70 minutes, it should be a very interesting day, definitely.
Kinnaber just caught at scrum half. Another player on the Scotland pathway. So between the Scottish development pathway and Worthing College, you've got one eye on pretty much everyone on the field at the moment, of course, Kate, but the line out stolen by Wimbledon. It's going to be a key area of the game, we feel today, as they look to go offloaded through contact. There's the dummy, in comes the fend, it's a half break for Wimbledon here. Lovely ball out the back, and look at the acceleration. Picked out pre-game Ellie Ralph for her rapid footwork, and that's an excellent run to get Wimbledon on the front foot. Willow Pickin.
No, Green, no. Tackle has not rolled.
Gray. Direct again from Loat Solomon, and Solomon makes another break. It was Solomon with that beautiful offload as well to get Wimbledon on the front foot here. This is the best chance of the game. Gray. Tipped on from Lee through the forward. What a carry!
Advantage.
But it's been dislodged by Martina Podlasek. What a tackle! A try saver. Okay, how close did Wimbledon come there to opening the scoring? But this is an unbelievable shot from the fullback, scrambling across to deny Val Rivera.
Well, she also made that tackle just here on the 22 as well to stop that break. So you can see that she used to be a back row in there because she's got some big hits going. But what an absolute carry here. Managed to keep the ball, gets the offload, and that 13, or if she gets a fend off, she might get that score there.
What a carry from Loat Solomon as well. Also on that player development pathway with England. There's been real debate recently. England didn't have the Six Nations they were after at under 18 level, and there's so much talent knocking around the club game. This is a great showcase for some of those players. Long clearance beyond the 22, but it pops up for Lopez. Lopez skips onto the outside and gets the offload away. Solomon into a crowd of green and blue. Tackle is the call. Gray through the forwards. Wimbledon still on the front foot here, still playing with ball in hand inside the old Reigatians 22. Lee, just backwards. Ralph drops onto it.
No, not now, Green. Not now. First player's off her feet.
Hint of an overlap, but Heather might go herself. Heather's in behind. Diacetis back to make the shot. Big clear out from Wimbledon. They progress still down the short side. It's Pickin.
No, Green, no.
Great defence from old Reigatians, and once again they get stuck in at the breakdown. Referee says no. B. Gray goes quickly. It could open up here. It's Olivia Barnes. Barnes still going. Barnes raking the scenic route down just a few inches short. What a carry by Olivia Barnes. Another penalty advantage. Gray, Pickin. Wimbledon open the scoring. Easy picking in the end, and the opening score goes Wimbledon's way. Just had to, Kate, that's awful, but what a finish. This carry, though, was so important to setting it up. Now, Olivia Barnes deadlifts 155 kg as an under-18, which is a ridiculous stat to begin with. Shrugging off body.
It's just along here.
And Pickin just had to beat one defender upright and strong through the carry to seal this opening score. But what a start for Wimbledon. They were really well structured there, though, Kate. A lot of phases to get through in a cup final.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, that speed of ball has just been excellent. One thing I will say from those Wimbledon players, their pre-contact footwork has just been really, really good. You saw it with Olivia there. I think it was the outside backs on this side again, had some really good pre-contact footwork to make that break. And then, like you said, Willow just gets her head down, gets over the gain line, and luckily that gain line is the try line as well.
Willow picking one of the Worthing College players in the Wimbledon camp. And her father, of course, is in the dugout as well, Matt Pickin. He's been leading this team for a number of years. They have got a new head coach in Tane Wagstaff, but they've still kept the old favourites who have come up through the age groups with their various daughters. And what a carry off the kickoff as Old Reigatians have won it back. Excellent snipe by the vice-captain, Kinnabar. Larkai on the supporting line, chopped down inside the 22. Old Reigatians looking for that quick response. Big shot to drive them back beyond the gain line there. Wimbledon's defence ferocious in these opening stages. Lewis, the Surrey hooker, has unfortunately just knocked it on the turf. And Wimbledon with great support here. They haven't had to come far today. Light up with that call from the referee. Just a slight knock on the deck there as Lewis tried to lay it back. But we've talked about Wimbledon going forward, but they've been pretty sharp defensively so far as well.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that that's just physicality on both sides of the ball. When they've got the ball in hand, they're going forward, they're trying really hard, and you can see there's a few really big hits in there, so you can tell that they've definitely up for this game, and they want to make sure they hit them back.
Second scrum of the contest, it was Old Reigatians got a shove on last time. It's an early shove this time and a free kick, and Gray's going to attack quickly, and B. Gray's looking to cap Old Reigatians napping here. Lovely hands, Lopez up from fullback, gets the offload away. It's a thunderous hit. In response from Rowan Turney, the England back rower. Old Reigatians turn it over on the deck again. Second turnover in this area of the field. Lakai. That's slightly beyond the vertical there.
Right.
Well, a little bit of handbags come afterwards as well, is the term.
I got it. Just wait a second.
Kind of feel like we need to develop that, the term handbags, now they're in the women's game. It just seems a bit derogatory at this point. It's always taken the mick out of the men, but
just wait a second.
Because usually the women's game has been so clean, but
from what I've seen, it's maybe going the other direction. But you know, you can tell 100% in this situation what it means to these girls. You can tell that, like I said, they're well up for it, and if they're going to get a little bit feisty, this is definitely the scene to do it.
Referee Tom Redfern looking to take control here.
She's dropping so much in height. It's just a penalty. Yep. Can we cut out all the stuff after the ball, please? Okay. That's fine.
Told it was a straight red card if there was language.
Look, let me be the judge of that. Yeah, that's what I've got. But yeah, we don't need the stuff afterwards. Just let me deal with it. Take your players back. Thanks.
Now, what do you make of the captaincy there from the two sides? Because they both had quite a lot to say to Tom Redfern. It's interesting. They've both got different points they're trying to make.
You can talk to your players.
No, I think it's good to see their leadership. They're definitely trying to advocate for their teams and advocate their points. And I think they had points to make, but nice I can understand the frustration from both sides. I can understand Wimbledon's frustration, but you know, Eva Larkai, she did get picked up a little bit there, and I know that she's quite a feisty player. I have to deal with her every day, and she's got a lot about her. She's definitely a really big ball carrier, but that will just spur her to be even better for the next 50 or so minutes, 60 minutes.
Jocelyn D. Cetis looks for touch and finds it inside the 22. Last line out here was stolen, but it will be a great platform either way. This is the shot. Rides the first tackle.
Red, that's yours.
And very unhappy to be bumped off there, Olivia Barnes. And again, 155 kilo deadlift made Eva Larkai look very light in that situation.
Oh yeah, you can tell she's been hit in the gym. Because Eva Larkai is not an easy person to get down. She's very difficult. So another steal from Wimbledon here as well.
Another line-out steal. It is Ella Mosley this time of Esher College who gets up and wins it back. Two big chances in the 22 go begging for Old Reigatians. And considering how close these games have been in the past, last season it was 20-all in this final. Old Reigatians took the title on try scored because they scored first, which is another rule in play today. Big clear out though from Wimbledon. You can tell it's really feisty out there. These sides know each other very well. With some lovely hands, they're going to get Wimbledon over the gain line again. It's Heather. Made plenty of meters so far. Erin Heather. Great line speed. Chop tackle comes from Neve Broddle.
No hands, no hands. It's advantage.
Oh, penalty advantage though coming for Wimbledon. Rivera. Great acceleration onto the ball, Val Rivera.
Blue, you got penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage still coming. Red. They'll progress down the short side. Good carry from Ellen Walsh, hoping to break into that Irish setup next season. Still an under 17. In this Wimbledon side, Rivera again, great acceleration, but sent back by Rowan Turney.
And you can see that's her specialty. That's why England chose her, just for that defensive prowess. She just made a huge hit there.
Little snipe from Gray. Wimbledon still have advantage. Solomon forced to ground. No advantage coming.
Going back for the penalty here. You're unlucky, but just stay that side so she can pass cleanly.
A hint of an offside, I think, on the back foot from Old Reigatians. What a battle it's been so far. I can't believe we're 13 minutes already through this final. But we'll go all the way back to how this move started. Another stolen line out from Ella Mosley. And that's twice that Old Reigatians have been denied that platform.
I know, and they've had that platform about 10 metres from the try line, so I'm sure at half-time their forwards coach will be giving them a chat about how they can clean that up, because that's just such a great opportunity for them to score that they've given up.
Scoreline dropout.
Well, that was an interesting moment there. The kick did not go 10.
Scoreline dropout.
Erin Cunningham, in just her second season in the game, lets the ball bounce, and well, it's definitely the right option to take it over the try line. And now it's a goal line drop for Jocelyn Diacetis. Looking to go short, maybe win it back. And Diacetis puts plenty on it. Excellent take by Ralph on the 22. Steps around well, and Ralph straight through! What a finish! Beats the first defender, and half a gap for Ellie Ralph, but that's all she needs. Been at Wimbledon since an under 8, and now scoring in a Quins Cup final.
Yeah, and just watch her, this take here, the footwork she has, she gets that ball, she sees the gap, she uses footwork, she just gets around that defender, and there's absolutely no stopping her from there. Nice. Excellent job there.
Well, what a story that Ellie Ralph is as well. Club rugby through and through. And now on the biggest stage for Wimbledon, here at the Stoop, scoring a second try and a second successful conversion as well from Roshin Lee, who's moved from 10 to 13 this season. It's her first year as a fly half, but has certainly got the boot under control. But lovely step by Ellie Ralph. So 14-0, Wimbledon lead.
It'll be interesting to see if they go to win this ball back again. So on that last kickoff, they sent Rowan under that ball to win it back. So let's see if they use that same tactic again.
Deeper this time from Diacetis. Good take on the full from Val Rivera, who is a very popular ball carrier for Wimbledon. Every time she's in possession, the crowd light up. It's another great carry. Hit into touch this time. And Rowan Turney giving a little bit back to the crowd as well.
That's your mark. Yeah,
what a character she is. I mean, if the trim doesn't tell you everything you need to know about Rowan Turney, then her defensive acumen will. Gets back well to help out here, but the shot actually comes in from Kinnaber. Really physical at scrum half. Old Reigatians win their first line out of the day. That's a big moment for them. Diacetis. Oh, lovely step. Old Reigatians up over halfway.
No hands, it's already a ruck.
A one-up runner really for Old Reigatians, but it's a great carry. So in come the support.
Just stay there, stay.
Kinnaber. Larkai back into traffic, but what traffic? Larkai drives straight over it. Straight over the ball go Wimbledon. Great shape on the turnover. It's a massive pick-off by Willow Pickin.
That's backwards.
And they tap quickly. And they go right to left for the first time of asking. Oh, just put down.
Forwards.
Lima Belafonte on that far wing has looked really impressive at times. But that time it was just knocked on.
It's a scrum.
But I mean, you love the direction from Wimbledon. They're so keen to play.
Oh, yes. They're, like I said, I've said it this whole game so far, this pace that they're going at, they want to play, they want to get the ball into space, but they're not too upset about being direct either. One thing I'd like to see from old Reigatians here in attack is just to get that ball moving a little bit more. They've got a lot of one-up runners, and while they do have some really good ball carriers, there's a few overlaps that they're just missing out on. And if they can play that ball quickly, they've got some dangerous outside backs here that they should use.
It's all right.
A lot of conversation from B. Gray for Tom Redfern to listen into. There was a 17-year-old in charge of this final, but he was in charge of the under-14s back in 2024, under-16 boys last season as well, now at the under-18 level.
To the left of the mark.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, hold it on, Michael, we push.
Crouch.
No.
Bind.
Hold.
Scrum for old Reigation, set piece platform in a really good area.
All the heads are in, so you just keep them out.
A long time left to go.
It's all right. If you need a bigger gap, that's fine. You can bind up again.
Old Reigatians have got to start converting some of these chances into points.
Yeah, I think they're just taking a minute to build into the game. I don't think we've seen anywhere near what they're capable of yet. Hopefully in the next 5 to 10 minutes before that halftime, they can get a little momentum swing to them to even up this game a bit. But like I said, they're definitely a dangerous side. They're just not showing it just yet.
Vice captain Elspeth Kinneber.
Hold the push.
What a scrum by Wimbledon, but they are going to have to hold the push, as all sides must at this level. Diacetis goes herself. Jocelyn Diacetis puts in the big handoff. The Oakland scrum fly half goes flying through. Old Reigatians with momentum. Larkai from a standing start, looking to get on the outside of Belafonte. What a carry. But Wimbledon are back in numbers to make the hit.
Yeah, nice. Just leave it, I'll talk to them.
What a shot.
All right, just stay here.
Double shot and an important one as well. And Tom Redfern's not done here.
Just call her in. Just come in.
Have a listen to what he has to say, because Wimbledon are about to get going.
Off. Right, that's 3 times now. Well, you've done something after the whistle's gone. Needs to stop now.
Yes.
You tripped someone over there.
No, I didn't.
You can't swear at them over here. If it happens again, you will leave the field. It's as simple as that.
I get it. It's just a constant hit from her.
I got it. I got it.
Larkai, bit of a talking to, and you've said she's a fiery character. And
time's back on.
I think, I mean, it's a fair point. She's getting a lot of pressure put on her by Wimbledon, but you have to, a player of her quality.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm on that Wimbledon team, she's somebody I'm targeting. Every time she's got the ball, I'm going to make sure I've got a big double hit on her, because you know that if you give her an ounce of space, she's going to take it. And fair play to Wimbledon, they're doing a good job at shutting her down. She just needs to make sure she keeps her cool in this moment, because she can be such a vital player.
Something going wrong in that far corner at the line-out. That's 3 that have not gone to plan for either side. This time it's slightly overthrown. Perfect conditions here despite the grey weather. So it will be a scrum for old Reigatians.
Pitch is a little bit slippery, I think. Maybe they watered it a bit too much today.
There will be a scrum in a great area, about 20 metres forward from where the previous move kicked off. You don't get a better platform.
You can see, but Eva Larkai's at 8, so you know she's going to pick that ball up right away.
But Larkai chopped down fantastically well.
Not now. It's been knocked on at the breakdown.
And it's been knocked on at the breakdown, but by a Wimbledon player looking to turn it over.
Tried to jackal, they've just dropped it.
Perfect spot there, but what a shot it was. This is a brilliant tackle. Quickest off the mark is Olivia Barnes again.
Green, can we make sure the
that huge deadlift she's got? Rumours I've heard is she's had an offer from Hartbury as well, so you know that she's going big places, and if you see that defensive prowess, I mean, look at the size difference there. If she can chop down Eva Larkai, she can chop down anybody.
Crouch.
Another scrum though, still for old Reigatians, because the knock-on on the deck was by a Wimbledon defender looking to turn it over.
Hold the push, hold
Larkai again at number 8. And again goes direct. Larkai puts in the fend, is scragged by Pickin. Good offload. And another fine pass from Turney. And it might open up for old Reigatians here. They've got numbers over. Plenty in support in green and blue. Little snipe towards the line from Podlasek. Now they're a few inches short. Turney at the base. Turney! Rowan Turney leaves her mark on the game. She's had to take a little bit of stick from the Wimbledon fans today, so she's delighted to get over in response.
Still on here.
It's both back rows having a huge impact on this fixture. And old Reigatians hit back. They deserve that score. They've had loads of possession down this Wimbledon end.
Yeah, it's really good to see them finally convert. One thing I will say about that, they got a few offloads in that play, and I think that's the first time we've really seen them move the ball, keep the ball alive, and just look at what it comes to. They get a little bit of quick ball, they play speed over shape, and boom, straight over the line. You're not stopping her from there. So let's see if they can keep that ball alive for the next 10-15 minutes before half time, and if they start moving that ball, like I said, they're going to be a very, very dangerous side.
On comes Andy Sutherland to deliver the messages. They're missing some big players there, of course. Pip Sutherland, the Scottish international, was concussed at Wellington College, unfortunately. And Zeta Cunningham as well, who's out with an ACL. Back soon, though, and with a Jamaica trial as well, as soon as she's back from injury. Diasatis, great effort from the tee. Oh, and she's done it from a long way out.
Quick, guys.
Diasatis with a brilliant nudge.
That's an excellent click. Off the left foot as well, so very, very difficult to make, but very well done.
Just under 20 left and a half.
Well, they were going for the counter-ruck there, Wimbledon. They thought they might have stolen it back. They left the door open for Rowan Turney, and you will be punished for doing so. Her number's just falling off her shirt there, but I think we're going to be able to pick her out, Kate.
I'm not sure. Not sure she looks unique enough.
Great carry as well from Podlasek. And the roar goes up as Wimbledon look to take this kickoff. They've certainly got some very supportive fans out there. A substitute has been made, and it's at fly half. On comes England's Alex Ahad to take this kickoff. What a player to bring on in a cup final game.
Talk about a super sub there. She's definitely going to come on and hopefully give Wimbledon a little bit more possession. Like you said, old Reigatians have had a lot of possession. So let's see if they can keep moving.
Great carry from Smalley off the kickoff. Has won a penalty advantage, though, for old Reigatians in the meantime.
Still playing advantage.
Down by 7, but the wind in their sails. Looking to chip it in behind with a penalty advantage coming. Well dealt with again in the backfield.
Going back for the penalty.
By Mara Lopez.
Yeah, really good option there to give that kick.
Low,
maybe a little bit faster of a chase on the edge there. They would have had a really good opportunity, but when you've got penalty advantage, you've got to play that free ball. So love to see that kicking game coming in just here.
And Diasatis, you imagine, will look for touch again. Well, Alex Ahad back from England duty.
That's your mark, Green.
But not back into this Wimbledon team because they have so much faith in their squad. Brilliant to see. And now she's back onto the field, and again it's Larkai, asked to go on a rumble. Larkai with a brilliant carry, what a hit! Larkai gets the offload away as well from Monique Spencer, and Spencer goes bumping through. Hit hard by Barnes, who goes straight in for the counter-ruck.
It's advantage.
It's been spilt, but there's the advantage is coming for old Reigatians here. What a carry
Green,
from Spencer on the near side. It's a penalty advantage. Diasatis goes crossfield. It's an unkind bounce and Turney's after it. Turney! Oh, it's come back for Lopez.
Going back for the penalty.
So we'll come back for the penalty for old Reigatians on this near side.
Thanks.
Much better chase on that kick. You saw Turney almost got it there. Like I said, free ball, you've got to go for opportunities like that, and it was excellent work. Like I said about Eva Larkai, you give her an inch, she'll take a mile, and you saw her, she carried that ball really, really hard. Managed to get a little bit of a penalty advantage as well, so excellent work.
Carried on by the captain, Mia Newton. Damale Morgan. Strong carry again from old Reigatians, looking to free the ball, but Malay Morgan is just being held up here instead, and the maul is called. And it will be stopped. And they win it back. Wimbledon there. It was a really good carry from Damale Morgan. You could see when she was ready to free the offload, but no one in old Reigatians colours was keen enough to take it off her.
No, and I think that maybe old Reigatians just need to be a little bit more privy to that. When is the opportunity to offload? When do they need to duck their head and carry? Because like you said, that would be a great opportunity for someone to just run a little short line there. Look at Eva Larkai on this carry here, though. Oh. That is not somebody you'd want to see running at you. Jesus.
Phoebe Hughes straight onto the field. That's her first involvement in the game. It's a tough start to the cup final, but she was straight back to her feet as well, the substitute. New front row as well for Wimbledon here, who have had scrum dominance so far. Amelia Dockrell, the Surrey captain, on the near side, and Shirat Namaweje on the far side.
Right, needs to stay square on this side.
Interesting call, 25 minutes in, or in fact it was around the 20-minute mark, they made the changes. Looking to keep fresh legs, keep that physical advantage.
Yeah, I think at this age group you have to do a half game rule, so with that front row it's good to keep them fresh. I'm sure that they'll be rotating just after half time, and at that 20-15 minutes after the half time mark as well, just make sure they're keeping people rotating.
Oh, Dockrell freshly back from injury as well. And a strong scrum. It's a really good platform. Starting run through the centres again. Diacetis makes the shot. New scrum half as well in play for Wimbledon, and they have really got their flair on the far side again. Balafonte looks to get the offload away, dragged into touch.
How long you got
really
left?
Good defence from old Reigatians.
Yeah, it seems old Reigatians has definitely started to switch on after that 20-minute mark. They're being much more physical in every part of their game, and you can see that they're getting up for it. I think going down a little bit maybe helps switch them on, get a fire under them, and let's see if they can keep this ball and do something exciting with it.
Line out comes old Reigatians' way. They go short. No. With the difficulties both sides have had, and a strong carry by Larkai again. Lovely tip to evade some pressure. Spencer comes in off her wing to cause some carnage in the midfield. Well, good running from Diacetis from depth, and the offloading here is excellent.
Advantage.
But then it's just a slight knock on in the wide channels, and Wimbledon will counter. Off goes Heather.
Advantage.
Lovely hands. And a great offload, and a big pen from Solomon. Spencer makes the shot. Big clear out, it was needed as well. Zoe Smith was looking to get over that ball. Balafonte over the gain line for Wimbledon. But a turnover for old Reigatians.
Red, you're held, you can't get back up.
Well, it's Balafonte just getting back to her feet without releasing the ball there. A frantic period of play for both teams. This midfield is becoming a real battleground, this middle third of the pitch here at the Stoop.
Yeah, there's loads of back and forth here going between each team trying to play quickly, each team trying to figure out what the opposition's weak points are, and each team, I think, finding a little bit of them.
Brilliant kick again from Diacetis, but we're in this completely unplayable corner, it seems, from the line out. Yet to have a successful throw in from this area of the field, just outside the Wimbledon 22. Ian Newton looking to change that. The skipper, whose father Gary is also in the dugout for Wimbledon today. Not straight, unfortunately, there. Good take from Broddle.
It's not straight.
And the whistle goes twice, and this time the players split up. It'll be a scrum for Wimbledon.
Scrum on the
Something
15.
about this corner, there's some aura to it. Nothing's going right down this corner of the field, and that's a shame for old Reigatians. There's an argument to say, and I'll say it very quietly, even though we're further enough away from the Wimbledon fans, I think. They've probably been the better of the two teams here, old Reigatians. They've been excellent so far.
Yeah, I think they've definitely had more possession. They've definitely held their own defensively. They've played through a lot of phases, but I think Wimbledon have just taken their opportunities when they've come. They've executed. When they've gotten into that 22, they've executed. And I think old Reigatians need to just have a little bit more execution there in order to get more points on the board.
Larissa Moore on at scrum half. straight through the hands. And there's a penalty advantage coming for Wimbledon for offside. Lopez to the edge. Heather almost away. Just about grappled.
You got the mark for
the substitute Varney. Head down running again from Ralph, who stripped in the contact. Great tackle.
Going back for the penalty.
And we'll come all the way back for the penalty.
Yeah.
2 great carries from Wimbledon, but the penalty was for offside, and Larissa Moore races over to get things going. The Surrey scrum
green
half.
Offside. That's 12
also
green.
Surrey's other captain, Larissa Moore. Moore off the deck, through the forwards. Great acceleration from Barnes. Hard to stop when she gets going. Barnes bumps off another.
Not held.
Not held, so able to twist and turn, but Moore digs it out. Direct again from Wimbledon.
No, there's no lift. Leave it green, leave it green. Play that, Red.
Slow ball, but it will be Wimbledon's. Moore to the short side. A skip and a drive through the contact. Oh, they're still going. Wimbledon on the edge. Oh, what a covering shot. To bring that attack to a close from Broddle. Still the forwards bump their way through. It's Pickin. The opening try scorer. What leg drive from Pickin.
Ball, that's fine.
Finally taken to deck. Moore.
It's advantage.
Playing the 9, unfortunately, there. Turning.
He played the scrum half.
Old Reigatians are going to need to be squeaky clean if they give Wimbledon anything in this area. They're definitely going to score. You can see that penalty all the way up by the 10-metre line here has just given them about 40-50 metres of space.
Here's Amelia Dockrell, flicks it out the back door. Chance for Wimbledon. Over goes Sullivan to score.
I've got it on the line first.
Laurent Sullivan.
Guys, I've got it on the line first.
Crashes over. Just about dotted down in the shadow of the Stoops posts. Great carry from Amelia Dockrell. Freshly onto the field, the Surrey co-captain flicks it brilliantly away.
Field of touch, inside
and if it's not touched over the line,
knock on over the line,
it's just about touched at the base of the post.
Before the line.
But overcome the ARs to have a word.
Yeah, just go back. It's been knocked on
and
before the line.
And it was knocked on.
Just leave the ball.
Well, Old Reigatians were certain that it was a knock-on, and it was spotted on the far side. Great work by William Morgan, assistant referee, on that far side.
Guys, if I've made a mistake, they'll call it in. Yeah, I don't need your whole team to. Sorry.
Well, let's have a closer look here. It's sort of evaded from us by the shadow of the post, but this try will not stand. Great carry, great offload.
It's been knocked on before the line. It's their scrum on the 5.
So thank the Lord that William Morgan was alive to it on the far side. The assistant referee spotted the knock-on. And that's why it's so important to have referees of this high standard across the team here at the Quins Cup final.
And I'd like to say credit to the referee in the middle as well. It could be very easy for them to stick with their call, but to trust the referees that you've got around you and to make that fair call there. I'd just like to say credit to the referee in the middle.
Big shout out for Tom Redfern, who has managed to stay very composed under a lot of outward pressure from 2 very passionate rugby teams as well throughout this game. Old Reigatians out of the fire, but the frying pan still looms. Kinniver, crucial scrum here for Wimbledon, who have really got a shove on, and again they are dominant. And this time they are rewarded.
Green tight heads driving in.
Shurat Namaweje wins the penalty. It's a quick tap and a big bump, and over they go. Short, says the referee.
No hands, Green, no hands.
Moore goes digging for it and drops down herself. Larissa Moore off the bench and amongst the scorers. Wimbledon will have their reprise. And they re-establish the 2-try buffer.
It's just inside that post.
Well, the scrum has been fantastic for Wimbledon, but when they're able to bring on players of such quality as well, it is very difficult to deal with. And from the penalty, you always backed them from 5 yards.
Like I said, their execution in the 22 has been unbelievable. We can say that Old Reigatians has definitely had the majority of the ball in this half, but once Wimbledon get into that 22, into that gold zone, as they say, they are absolutely lethal.
First kick off the tee as well.
6 minutes.
The new fly half, Alex Zahad.
Little under. Green, the penalty, your tight head's driving
the
in.
England scrum half. They are blessed for 9s in this Wimbledon side. They've got the captain Gray, they've got the Surrey co-captain Larissa Moore, they've got Alex Zahad as well. All scrum halves by trade in this one under-18 side. You could take those 3 to the Six Nations if you wanted to.
Well, we said about their pace of play, and 9 is so important in that, and you can tell by the quality of that 9 how it impacts the way they play, the speed in which they play, and just allows them to get over that gain line so quickly.
Good take and a good carry by Dockrell. First game back, of course, for a long while.
No,
the Surrey
Green,
captain,
no
and what a game to
no
return
hands.
to as well.
2 needs to roll.
Moore. Wimbledon looking to break the tackles. Excellent shape on the turnover. Will it be given?
Good.
What a steal from Old Reigatians, and a crucial one as well.
You all right? You sure?
Yeah.
Picked off by the captain, Nia Newton. She's wearing number 2 on her back despite being a number 8 because of Nia Lewis's late re-involvement. Larkai from the tap pen, who else? Up to halfway. Dockrell driven off.
That's backwards.
Swung in field for Old Reigatians. The line speed in defence is fantastic. Cheyenne Wareham wearing number 20 has been great as well. Another Jamaican international. Speaking of Jamaican internationals, it's another good break on from Monique Spencer. Big dummy. Sude Ayla Smith. Another Surrey player in the ranks. Spencer back to her feet. And Dockrell with a huge shot.
She's injured, she's injured. I'll take the captains. Just stay down, stay down.
Well, Spencer was a touch aerial going into that tackle. Dockrell was committed, made a massive hit. So we will have...
I can't do anything about the crowd clapping.
A conversation to be had here.
You got your captain?
Yeah, I think the Old Reigatians girls will probably think that's a bit unfair, the penalty going against them.
I know she's the one injured.
She did jump into that.
She's jumped into a tackle. It's foul play. It's just a penalty.
Just as the referee says.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but you can see why they say don't jump into tackles there. Let's really look at some of these tries here.
Well, that was the opener from Willow Pickin. And then this was the second.
I can't hear you,
what a step back on the inside from Ellie Ralph. Ralph goes racing away to score the second. Yeah. Old Reigatians did respond, though. They had so much possession in the Wimbledon half.
Into the tackle.
Eventually, turny cross.
Yes, be a red penalty.
And then the comeback. Fantastic. And then pick and go. Again, direct. Now, those highlights will make it seem like quite a direct game, but that's not at all the case. There's been some really great flowing rugby so far.
Yeah, that also makes it look like it's been a lot of a forwards game, but the backs have been getting involved all over the place. Like you said, the ball's been moving, the ball's been going through the hands, it's been going edge to edge, which is really, really exciting to see. Wimbledon have been doing a really good job of it. When they got the ball, they're going direct in the middle and then moving that ball quickly to the edge. Old Reigatians are struggling a little bit with that ball movement there. They're just going a little bit too much one-up runners in the middle, and I think it's making them struggle to get over that gain line. I'd love to see them in the next half really try and move that ball 2 passes away. I think that they can break that Wimbledon defence down, because that Wimbledon defence is just coming up and meeting them just as they did there, just as they have been for the past 10 minutes. If they can move that ball out into those wide channels, they've got a much better chance of getting over that gain line.
As you saw there, Spencer down about halfway for Old Reigatians, unfortunately, receiving all the attention she requires from the medical staff, of course. Those are the Old Reigation fans you could see on the right-hand side. Wimbledon on the left, and it is Wimbledon who have been the loudest so far. 3 tries up on the stroke of half-time. And we are in and around half-time. I wonder if the call is made that we go to the break, given that we are beyond the 35-minute mark here.
Well, they do have a penalty to play, so fair enough. I think they'll look to play that. Hopefully Wimbledon will maybe just tap and kick it out and allow this game to go to half-time, especially with that injury down.
The crowd are applauding every time a Wimbledon player goes near the bench. That was what the most recent round of applause was for. You can see the rest of the girls down there, many of whom have already made a big impact in this final. It was 65-15 when these two sides met in the league phase back in January. What a recovery it was, though, from Old Reigatians, who have ended the season fantastically well. And, of course, their most recent result that the two sides can be compared to was their game against Farnham, who are the third-place side and just about missed out on this Quins Cup final. Farnham beaten 29-22 by Old Reigatians, beaten 25-21 by this Wimbledon team. So we were expecting it to be closer than their initial encounter, and it certainly has been.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a back-and-forth game. One thing I will say, I don't think that scoreline really reflects the amount of possession each team has had, and it doesn't reflect how well each team has played. Like we said, Old Reigatians, they could be a little bit more clinical in that 22, but you know, well done to Wimbledon.
So a chance now, while again a bit of attention is being given to Monique Spencer, to touch on, okay, I mean your role here at Harlequins, because you've had such an interesting pathway through it. You were involved massively in around the Scotland setup, and then you've come back south, of course, for playing opportunities, but also to lead the development of women's rugby in and around Harlequin and their catchment, and at Worthing College, of course, who had an unbelievable season, making it all the way to the grand final in Twickenham in the Ace League.
Yeah, I mean, credit to the girls at Worthing there for getting us across, but you know, you get to a player of my age and maybe my injury list, and you realise maybe playing isn't going to be forever, and you've got to move on to something else. So just trying to invest in some coaching, and it's worked off so far. We can see some of the Worthing girls in this team playing really, really well as well. But that's sort of the move down for me.
So Monique Spencer able to wander off the field. A warm round of applause from both sets of supporters. We'll restart with the penalty, more with the tap. Wimbledon 21-7 ahead with just a few minutes to play at the end of this first half.
That's
what a carry it is from
no
Barnes.
Hands now, Green.
A brilliant first half for the Wimbledon back rower. Moore, Dockrell, out the back for Ahad. Great pace on the pass. The acceleration onto the ball in the centres from Amy Mayland. Fantastic. Namawedje gets the offload away. Chance for Belafonte. Hit into touch. Great defence from Old Reigatians.
Yeah, red.
Lovely offload under real pressure there from Shira Namawedje. But a big hit on the far side from Seren Cunningham. Again, only her second season as a rugby player, and making big hits like that on strong carries. She's done really well to contain Nima Belafonte. And the line-out's won back by Old Reigatians, who put boot to ball. Unkind bounce for Wimbledon, reclaimed by the women in green. And a chance for Old Reigatians now at the end of the first half. Turney, beautiful pill to flash it across to the edge. But strong defence again from Erin Heather, who's had a good half on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely brilliant kick chase on that ball. And just really good to reclaim that ball, get to move it a little bit. Shame that she got knocked out into touch there, but really brilliant
got numbers,
exit.
Red.
Unlucky bounce for Wimbledon, some would say,
Red,
but maybe
numbers.
Lucky bounce for Old Reigatians. Really good skill set to pick that up when it's in the air as well. That's a really difficult catch off the bounce. So really well done to Old Reigatians for getting that ball back.
Yeah, just step in there on their mark.
Hit into touch there. Also her first season in the game. It's wonderful to see players continue to come out of the woodworks, even at this under-18 level. Line out not straight. Turney looks to get on the end of it.
It's gone forwards
Just
on the
knocked
ground.
on under pressure from her England
Please don't
teammate,
shout at her to
Alex
hurry
Ahad.
up. You want to scrum of the line out?
Scrum, please.
Yeah,
Not straight initially, so it will be a scrum for Reigatians.
One thing about this age group is that they've been all playing against each other for a long time, other than the players that are new in. So we talked a little bit about that spiciness earlier. They've got a bit of spiciness about themselves because they know each other so well, and that especially comes in when you've got players that have been in camps together, whether that's PDG, whether that's England. They know how to rile each other up, and they know how to get in each other's heads.
They, of course, met as an under-16 side last year, a lot of these players. That was a win for Old Reigatians on the rule of who scored first after it was 20-all at the break. Unlikely to have that
stand up.
sort
There's
of
way too much
occasion today
set.
unless Old Reigatians can continue their perfect record at the tee. And of course, last night in our first Quins Cup evening, it was the under-16s final. It was again these two teams in action. A win for Wimbledon by 52-12.
Crouch.
It's a great occasion, the Quins Cup. We've already spoken about how we'll be back for the boys under-18 comp later on, but for these two clubs especially, big competition for Wimbledon because their boys' side are also in the semi-final against Roslyn Park. Diacetis round the corner. Lovely move from Old Reigatians. Spilt.
Advantage for the knock-on.
And Wimbledon latch onto it so quickly here. Barnes round the outside.
That's advantage over.
Again, Barnes bouncing through to carry. What a hit on Barnes, but she weathers the storm, and now Moore in a really promising position here for Wimbledon.
It's advantage, green offside.
Over the gain line. Moore, Ahad.
That's backwards.
Looks to go out the back, always backwards. Penalty advantage still coming.
Still got penalty advantage.
Skips away from one. Great turnover from Old Reigatians. That is fantastic tech on the deck.
Thanks.
From the captain, Mia Newton.
Screen offside.
What a nuisance she is at scrum time, but the penalty advantage was coming.
This last play.
Quick tap from Moore, looking to catch Old Reigatians out. Barnes on the final play for our second try.
Stand there.
A big score before the break for Wimbledon. Olivia Barnes on the double. Crashing through carries as she has been all afternoon. Moore with the whereabouts to take it quickly. They were a player down Old Reigatians with an injury in the backfield, and you can see where that space was exploited. They got across well to shut down Moore, but it's going to take more than one to stop Olivia Barnes. What a half for Wimbledon. They have been, in a word, clinical.
Yeah, they've been absolutely ruthless in this 22. I feel vindicated for saying it about 20 minutes ago. Every time they get in this 22, their execution percentage must be somewhere around 80 to 90%. They have been ruthless. Every time they get the ball here, they speed that game up, they get lower, they get harder, and Old Reigatians unfortunately just don't know how to match it right now.
And Alex Ahad whips it round the right-hand post as well to keep the scores in Wimbledon's favour. 28-7 now they lead at the break. What a first half it's been. And Wimbledon are looking for their second win against Old Reigatians in a matter of days after their under-16s took the crown yesterday. Retribution to when these two sides met as under-16s last season. Or will Old Reigatians fight their way back into the game with some power and punch on the bench to be introduced? We'll leave you with all the tries from that first half and be back in just a few moments' time here at the Stoop in this Quins Cup final, which Wimbledon lead by 28-7. And during the half-time interval, we will throw down to Angus Savage, who is pitch side.
Thank you very much, Wilf. Wow, as we look through those tries, what a fantastic first half of action that was. Wimbledon came out of the traps flying, took an early 14-0 lead. Old Reigatians, though, they came back fantastically, didn't they? Getting on the try-scoring boards But 2 further scores from Wimbledon towards the end of the half, and they lead at the break 28 points to 7. It has been quite the contest, unbelievably competitive between both sides, and actually it feels like a far more even game than that scoreline perhaps suggests. Looks like a healthy lead for Wimbledon, but the way that Old Reigatians have been playing so far, you get the feeling that if they get the next score, they'll get their tails up and they'll feel as though they can really build on that. It has been a compelling half. But what about Wimbledon? Some fantastic work. Those early scores, the backs, the way they were moving. And I want to just talk a little bit about the try from Ellie Ralph, the outside centre for Wimbledon. Just fantastic footwork to get herself across the try line for that second score that just opened up a 14-0 lead at that point in time. Of course, though, Old Reigatians coming back, fantastic score from Turney, their open side, playing at number 8 actually, but wearing 7, playing fantastically well. She is doing a real job for her side. It's been feisty up front. Both sides are leaving nothing to go unturned here. They're really going for it, but Wimbledon really enjoying themselves. What a 35 minutes we've got coming up after the break. If we just spin around, actually, you might be able to just see over my shoulder, the crowd is really pretty healthy out there. You'll have seen it while we had that little break in play earlier on. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what, should we go for a little walk over there? My cameraman's shaking his head at me, upset that I'm making him move like this. He's had a tough weekend, but we'll make him move. It's been a great day. We're here at the home of Harlequins, the Stoop, and it is of course the home of Harlequins women's side as well, who are an absolutely fantastic team. But we are in the shadows of Allianz Stadium over there. In fact, there's a plane flies overhead, which you often see on your TV screens. And that is what makes this so special. You feel like you're in the very heartlands of English rugby, and the Quins Cup, looking at all of these club sides from under 14s all the way to under 18s over the course of this month of April is really what rugby is all about, you feel. Just over here on my left-hand side, you can see Old Reigatians just having a little chat through their setup for the second half. They've been so close, as I mentioned, to breaking through properly, but Wimbledon over on the far side there have been absolutely fantastic. And a shout out to our refereeing team, the young match officials, teenagers themselves, and I'll tell you what, they've had an absolutely fantastic effort. It's been a tough one to keep control of because this means so much to everyone, but they have done absolutely superbly. And if we just take a look up here, that is a proper crowd for this fantastic occasion. By the way, you need to follow Harlequins Community. It's a new Instagram channel that's been set up by Harlequins to talk about events just like this. Harlequins Community, in addition to the normal Harlequins account. Do give it a follow because they have loads and loads of youth rugby stuff up there in this local Surrey area. Loads of stuff as well about what they're doing to help rugby in the community, what they're doing to help the community at large. Really worth having a follow of Harlequins Community. It's been a real difference maker. Right, Wimbledon, as you might expect, are just keen to get themselves back underway for this second half. They're absolutely up for this with their 28-7 lead. Old Reigatians, as you might expect, just with a couple more messages that they want to get through. As I said, if they can score next, this could be very much game on. Which way will it go in the second half? We will find out very shortly. I'll throw you back to our commentator, Wilf Kemsley, and alongside him, Kate Yeomans, to talk us through the second half.
Welcome back then for the second half of our first of 2 Quins Cups in the under-18 girls competition. It's Wimbledon who lead by 28-7 against Old Reigatians. Well, we were just discussing at the break, perhaps the player of the day so far, Olivia Barnes in the back row for Wimbledon. What a day she's had.
Yeah, her physicality has just been unmatched today on both sides of the ball. When she carries, you know, it's very Ellis Genge-like, Baby Rhino. She will take as many people with her as she can. And if she can keep that physicality in this second half, I can't see why she won't pull her team over that try line again.
And she's part of this, you know, Rickard's Lodge side, where loads of these Wimbledon players have come from. It's fantastic to have that kind of connection with a school in the local area, and you know, it's bearing fruit, as we can see.
Yeah, and they're really lucky. maybe got my Quins hat on a little bit here, but we have a connection with Ricard's Lodge. So one of my colleagues, James Beck, he's the head coach over there. So he's clearly done an excellent job with these girls during the week while they can play at the weekend as well.
And it's Wimbledon who kick it deep, and it's been knocked on at the base, trying to be swept up off the toes of Old Reigatians. It's Wimbledon in that maroon and turquoise now, right to left in this second half. Old Reigatians coming the other way in the green and navy. Old Reigatians with work to do. One of the big changes in that first half was the scrum. When the likes of Namawedji and Dockerell came on, they had such an impact at set piece time. And now it is a scrum for Wimbledon.
Bind.
There is some more, keeps her place at scrum half.
Yeah, everyone stand up, everyone stand up.
And we'll have a reset now.
Yeah, could you bind over?
A couple of changes at the break as well for Old Reigatians. Amongst them, Isla Kidd has come on into the front row.
Crouch.
And Mia Lewis actually shifted to the near side to be in the front row. And Mia Newton has come up from number 8 to hooker to try and shore up that area. It spits out straight out of the scrum, so we'll have another reset here.
It's been kicked out by Green.
By who?
You've kicked it out the tunnel. It's their free kick.
Well, it's a free kick because it's been kicked out by Old Reigatians, and off goes Moore, and it could be shorthand on the near side here. Wareham looking to step on the outside. Wareham gets away from the last defender. Old Reigatians scramble.
Hold Green.
Moore. Caught, but does get the ball away for Picking. Flicks it
It's fine. It's stripped
off the
back by
deck.
Green.
And Heather taking the scenic route. Erin Heather straightens up and scores. And the Easter College winger is on the board. And she deserves a score for all her effort in that first half, Kate.
Yeah, you can just see her pace there. Like you said, scenic route a little bit, but she straightened up to make sure she got near the post to make it a nice, easy kick. But I don't think Old Reigatians knew she quite had that pace on her. And she just accelerates right through. Make sure she gets that ball down.
Well, she's new to the club as well this season, Erin Heather.
You got another meter.
Has left a big mark on this final.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's a big try, because you perhaps think that the first half of the break needed to be for the Old Reigatians, as Erin Heather will look to convert her own try. Just off target, but now it's 33-7 that Wimbledon lead.
I know, and I think that scoreline maybe looks like it's a little bit out of reach, but at the end of the day, it's still 4 tries. There's plenty of time. We're only 2 minutes into this half here. So 4 tries for Old Reigatians. If they can win that ball back here and get on the board in the next 5 minutes, that momentum could change very easily. And like we've said, they have a dangerous side. Just need to see them switch on a little bit here.
She beat 6 defenders on the way through. On the outside of 5 of them, and then stepping inside the final player.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Cunningham rushing across. Great tackler. Chipped into the backfield for Wimbledon, and what a carry from Wareham. Straight away, Wimbledon looking to get on the front foot.
She needs to roll first.
Slow ball for Moore. Great snipe. Moore still going. There's a scrum half, but certainly has a little bit of Brian about her when she gets into the contact area. And another ridiculous carry from Barnes again. Still going up to the 10-metre. Just instant meters. Olivia Barnes on a hat-trick already. What a line from Solomon as well. Also amongst the scorers, all 3 of the back row are on the board. Moore keeps the pace of the game alive. And what a line it is from the centres this time.
It's come forward off red.
Just been knocked on from the offload.
Good. Yeah, time's off.
And you can see that Wimbledon are really reaping the rewards of some acceleration. You see every single time they carry, either if it's into contact or into space, once that ball is in their hand, they are accelerating as quick as they can. And Old Reigatians just don't know what to do with that at the moment.
Rebecca Curry, back from an ACL injury, 18 months out of the game, and hitting a brilliant line there for Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Just a player down, I think, with cramp for Wimbledon in the back line.
There's already a red player there. It's a ruck. You can't be a hands in. She's before the red player. She's fine to jackal.
Clear comms from Newton as Shirat Namaweji leaves the field. And back on comes Val Rivera.
All good.
We will restart with a scrum to Old Reigatians when we get back underway.
It's gone forwards off red.
Well, Kate, what do you want to see from Old Reigatians here in the second half? They're still very much in this game.
Smart. Yeah, I think one thing Wimbledon is really bringing is just that physicality. I think Old Reigatians firstly need to match it, but secondly, if they can move that ball a little bit more, if they can kind of get outside those first 3 Wimbledon defenders, I think they've got that opportunity to run it straight and just get meters and continue to inch over that gain line. I don't think they've had that much opportunity to get over the gain line, other than a few really big ball carriers. So if they can get that more consistently, hopefully it'll be a bit better for them.
Well, not a lot for Old Reigatians to work with there. Decent carry by Cunningham. Now they're looking to play from inside their own 22. Great carry from the captain, Newton.
Blue. Stay there, red. Don't challenge.
Well, it's let run into the backfield there, and Ayla Smith gets out the dustpan and brush and does brilliantly. Big cheer from the Wimbledon fans as a tackle is made. Smalley lays it back. Lovely offload, and here's Larkai. Larkai expanding away. Always has eyes for the direct carry, Larkai.
It's fine, there's no tackle.
Well, there's been no tackle there, so it was popped up looking for Newton, but it's come back Wimbledon's way. Unfortunate for Old Reigatians.
Got an injury.
And with a player down in the backfield, we're going to have to stop for the moment.
Yeah, it'll be your scrum.
So unlucky for Larkai there. Newton was right up in support.
Injury, so we got to stop.
So was the Wimbledon player who she'd previously run over.
Yeah, I think that's a difficult one. I think she just got a knee down on the ground, and I think she thought she'd been tackled. She couldn't get back up, whereas, you know, I think maybe if she'd known that wasn't technically the case, she probably would have gotten back up and gone straight back running again. She's got a powerful run on her. She can outpace the best of the wingers. I've seen it before in training many times. So if she gets on this wing, she will be very dangerous.
I can hear you, but I can't
Heather
make out
got
what
away
you're
from her this time. What a run by the winger, weaving inside and out.
Sorry, I can't.
Great programme at Easter College, of course. We saw them at the Activate Sevens a couple of weeks ago, which Worthing were, of course, at. Not the first team. They were busy doing something in this part of the country. I can't remember what. Oh, right, it was the Ace League final, yes.
Nothing important then.
No, they should have been at the Activate Sevens. In fact, Worthing's second team still made the final, so it was a pretty impressive day for them.
Yeah, they still managed to slip through, but that second team has played what is now Isha and Godalming joint colleges together, and they've got a couple really good players in there that play in that sort of PDG setup, so got some England eyes on them.
Yeah, yeah, she's fine. You've got
one
15.
that's in that setup as well.
A change enforced by injury, unfortunately, for Old Reigatians.
9, come stand next
Zoe
to Scrum.
Smith, Scottish National, I think has just come back on, or Scottish pathway player, I should say.
Bang!
But a scrum right in the middle of the field here, so the attack is split in half for Wimbledon. Plenty of options, and they've been powerful at the set piece so far. Wareham's going to pick and go, and Wareham gets away from one, steps on the inside. Chopped down, 10 metres short. Quick ball for Wimbledon. Again, they bust through Barnes.
No, not now, Green.
Barnes just a few inches short. Moore. Solomon. Still going, Solomon. Slow ball for Moore. Will pick out hard runners. It's Rivera. Back onto the field.
Cheers, guys.
And scoring for Wimbledon. What a carry from Val Rivera. Nigh on impossible to stop from that sort of range.
Oh, she picked her gap there. She just went straight through it. Ducked her head, sped up onto that ball, and you see just here, boom time, just straight over the line.
Wimbledon continue to turn the screw in this second half. All of the rugby has been played down this end. Really impressive stuff.
Oh, yeah, you're good there.
From already the under-16 champions, already the league winners in this Quins Cup. Now looking to go one step further and take that trophy home in front of their jubilant support. Well, it was the Wimbledon faithful making all the noise as Erin Heather lined up the kick. She still nudged it over regardless.
Maybe they all come down to training to help practice with that. Some noise control.
What a carry from Rivera. It is not easy to shrug off Mia Newton. Old Reigatians kick off, just not enough pressure on this area of the field as Diacetis hangs it up. It's a great take. Back onto the field comes Namawedji, straight away carrying beyond the gain line. Moore. What a line from Solomon, he's straight through the hole. It's a beautiful line. Who's there in support? Lohat Solomon might not need it. Brought down on the 22. Picked out by Roshan Lee. Back onto the field. Unfortunately,
just stay down.
Player down with cramp right in and amongst the breakdown. What a ball it was from Roshan Lee. This is the first carry from Shirat Namawedji. But then the line picked out by Lohat Solomon on this PGC pathway. What a ball.
And you can just see she changes her angle there. She's sort of running a little bit laterally towards the touch line, and then she just cuts at that last minute when she's getting the ball.
Everything
so it really tricks that defender. Defenders think that she's going to be bouncing out, and she just goes straight through the middle there. Really well done from the Old Reigatians 15. She got a little bit injured in the process of getting her down, but she managed to make that tackle right and around her 22, which is not an easy tackle to make when you've got somebody in that standard running at you.
When we stopped.
Martina Podlesek, of course, formerly in and around the forward, so dependable at the back here. I think if Lohat Solomon knew that, she might have given the pass. Just stop for the injury there. We'll restart with a scrum for Wimbledon. Marissa Moore with the feed. Both Moores in attendance, of course, Brian Moore. And Belinda Moore as well, who's now with the ECB as the 100th growth director, but was head of women's and girls rugby at the Welsh Rugby Union. Previously CEO of the PWR.
Set.
So a handy person for Larissa Moore to now have in her life.
It's just gone round the mark.
Yeah, you'd hope that they'd be giving her a few tips here and there, but you know,
you never know. Do you want to move it off?
I think the Surrey captain has it all under control. Certainly made a big impact after coming on. One of three just absolutely world-class nines at under 18 level that Wimbledon have to call upon.
9, just come close to the scrum, within a metre. Yes, you've got to start round here. You can go there, but within a metre of the scrum unless you're dropping back. Crouch.
Scrum for Wimbledon.
Bind.
Scored from a similar position just a few moments ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if 8 picks blindside here.
Great call, off goes Solomon, slips the net, Solomon puts in the fend. Dragged down by Sude Ayler-Smith. Quick ball for Wimbledon, Wareham. Denied this time by Old Reigatians. But there's plenty ready to run it in from here. Rivera, still going! Second score in the second half for Val Rivera.
It's that cramp again.
Another Ricard Lodge player. And the Spaniard has 2.
Nice. What
a carry from Rivera, who came on for the injured Namawedji. Now they're out there together in tandem. Either one of them could have crashed over from close range.
Oh yeah, if you look at that pod that they have just there, any of the 3 probably would have had that hands on the ball and got it over the line. Like we said in that first half, their contact skills over there at Wimbledon, that little bit of pre-contact footwork,
or are we just playing on and
allows
taking the
them to get on the shoulder, just allows them to get the arms rather than an on-shoulder or up-front tackle. And if you've got people with that amount of power, if you try and tackle them with your arms, you're just not going to get through them. So that pre-contact footwork, those tiny little details that they've clearly been working on Wimbledon, really paying off on that scoreline today.
Just off target from Heather, but at 45-7, I'm not sure Wimbledon will be too worried.
No, but I'm hoping Old Reigatians to match their under-16s yesterday. They were in a pretty similar position and managed to pull back and get a couple more scores
and I'm sorry
in that last quarter of the game.
But if it does get to 50 points, we'll have a discussion. We can just take the result from there. I'm happy to keep playing, and that doesn't count.
So much excitement about them.
If that happens, we'll talk to the sorry guy.
They just didn't quite convert on, and hopefully if they get the ball again, they can convert on it and just bring themselves back in.
Kick-off to come from Jocelyn Diacetis. It's a really contestable one, but it's just fallen short, but then bounced beyond the 10. Soft hands, pick in, big bump, and then she's hit hard.
Oh, no, Green, no.
I think maybe Monique Spencer back onto the field. Number wedgie.
It's a tackle.
Through a
no hands.
Green and blue. Loose ball.
Playing the penalty. You're part of the tackle, you've got to release first.
And a quick tap from Larissa Moore, but just off the mark. Well, Eva Larkai just a little bit too keen there to get the ball back for Old Reigatians. Quick tap from Moore though. Emma Wedge given far too long a run up.
Yeah, you can't let players like that run at you. They just build speed, they don't slow down. You can get them right when they get the ball, you're going to have a much better chance to get them down.
Here's Rivera on a second half hat-trick with another brilliant carry. Still going, Rivera. They're looking to rip it away here. Haycock makes the shot.
No, not now, Green, not now.
Her first season of rugby as well, of course, for Old Reigatians. Lovely line again from Solomon. Brought down by Larkai. What a tackle by the England prop. Pick in. Great line speed from Sude Ayler-Smith.
Oh, Green.
Moore. Lovely tip through the second rows. Mosley to ground. And it's stolen on the deck. What a turnover for Old Reigatians and the carry to boot. And now they go to the open side. Here's Smalley. I think it was Newton again with a big turnover, the captain. But what a response by Wareham looking to rip it away. And Wareham has it.
Hands off, she was in
but
possession.
Not legally so.
It's fine, just leave it. We got a player down. 20.
Just a bit of cramp, I think.
20. You didn't
Newton.
know that, it would just be their scrum.
Yeah, and you can see how that turnover just instantly shifted the momentum for Old Reigatians.
No, I'm talking the number 20.
They turned it on a bit, they
like
sped up the ball, they started getting over that game line, and hopefully Old Reigatians, they keep this ball just here,
in theory, 20 minutes. If it gets to 50 points difference, we'll have a discussion though, because whether we play on
through the tackles for Wimbledon, and lovely
your player
between Rivera and Pickett as well. Now Wedgie getting involved. What an evening it's been for this Wimbledon side.
Yeah, I think something to say about that Wimbledon side. I think every single player's had their hands on that ball multiple times. They're really moving the ball well. I know a lot of these highlights seem to be players running really, really hard, but it's all credit to some absolute running lines that put them through holes and just allowed them to play really sophisticated jouet rugby.
But on Old Reigatians, they've got more to offer here. The club's just over 100 years old, but they don't even have a senior women's side. They just have so much involvement under 18, under 16, under 14, under 12. They field teams at all levels in the women's game. And what a generation. It's these under 18s that have spearheaded the growth at Old Reigatians in the women's section. And, you know, that's credit to Andy Sutherland and Gary Newton and the whole team. But even without that senior level to bleed into, they've still managed to make this final. They made a final under 16s last year. Their current under 16s are in a final this year. What a club too. What great development for the women's side. Diacetis through the hands of Ailey Smith to the edge, but a big double shot from Wimbledon will win it back.
Yeah, just back to what you were saying about old
green.
Reigatians not having that senior side. I do think it's incredible for them to build from the bottom up. And I think Wimbledon's in a fairly similar boat at the moment. They've got a women's side, but they've just had to rebuild it as well.
Cool.
So with that newly established women's side, it could be difficult for these young girls because they don't necessarily have the role models. But with the Red Roses doing the things that they're doing across the road, they don't necessarily need it at their own club. They've got plenty going on.
Great effort at the line out.
Back off green.
Slapped back by Neve
tackle.
Broddle.
Take a step.
And it is Old Reigatians in possession. Dummy at the line from Diacetis. Oh, looking to turn it over. What a line from deep for Old Reigatians.
They're on the floor, Red.
Dug out by Bennett. Again, they go through the forwards. Zoe Smith. Bennett. Back to the short side. Here's Larkai. Larkai still going, winning the penalty advantage. Eventually dragged down by Belafonte. And Wimbledon with a counter up.
Just on here.
But the penalty.
Red, you're offside.
The Old Reigatians way. Just caught offside at the breakdown.
Good.
Well, yeah, that Wimbledon side, of course. I mean, they established a women's team back in 1990. It's one of the oldest women's setups in club rugby. Now playing in National Championship Southeast. As they sort of tried to re-establish themselves. That was their level, of course, before they had to recently restructure. So hopefully they'll be back there soon enough.
Yeah, no, like you said, it's historic in some ways, but I think post-COVID, a lot of these women's teams struggled. A lot of people fell away from the game, and maybe the clubs didn't have the infrastructure to keep them. So Wimbledon's done a really good job at rebuilding there. I think they play in NC2 at the moment, which is still southeast. So they play a lot of the London sides, a lot of sides from around here as well. But hopefully they can start building up through the ranks, get into that Champ 2, Champ 1.
Old Reigatians still have it. Smith dragged down by Moore. Bennett. Diacetis over the top. Ahad comes across. And
Green.
Alex Ahad is racing away, but the whistle goes. Well, fancy footwork from Alex Ahad. Good to see what she can do at broken field. The England scrum half in the meantime, but we are coming back from penalty advantage, which Jocelyn Diacetis was playing with.
Yeah, Reigatians might have been a bit lucky that she didn't get away with that
we
ball there. That
whistle was
everyone
here is offside.
But again, I love to see old Reigatians every time they have that penalty advantage.
I'll watch for that.
They try and go for something special. They try and go for that kick option. Would be interesting to see them maybe use it a little bit more in open play. Their carries seem to be going half well, but they seem to be getting that ball lost at the breakdown a lot. And actually, if they can maybe use that over ball a little bit more, they might have more opportunities to play.
It's a tackle.
Okay, cool.
Then you strip the ball. Oh, that's your mark.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it was Rivera just hanging on a little bit too late there.
They're on their mark. That's yours.
Chipped into the corner by Jocelyn Diacetis. Larkai now in the centre of the line out, so when they're not going to go for the short option again. Clean ball for Broddle. Maul is forward, but then the trick play around the corner.
No,
has got Old Reigatians beyond the 5 metre. Bennett. Larkai will not be stopped from there. And she has her score after all her hard yards today.
Yeah, that's her superpower. Sort of as I said on this a little bit, I work with her a lot, and she will go through anybody if you give her the opportunity. You know, I think Old Reigatians have done really well in this past sort of 3-4 minutes, getting the momentum back to them. I think maybe I've got my magic 8 ball. Everything I say seems to come true, everything I predict. But all it takes is just a couple penalties, get up the pitch, and then they've got opportunities like that, and Eva Larkai is not going to get stopped from there.
Old Reigatians amongst the scorers, and they've matched their under-16 side.
Everyone's going down
who did pick up 12 points in that final.
I've got. Yeah.
They'll be looking to add a few more before the day is done. Diacetis.
Let's see, though, they should get the ball back here, obviously getting it kicked to them. Let's see if they can keep that ball moving, get a couple of passes in, be really directing that attack. And when they're directing that attack, There's no stopping them.
Larko on the board, Diacetis knocks it over as well. For a full set of 14. 15 minutes to go, according to the referee Tom Redfern, who has done amazingly well to keep this game under control. It was so hotly tempered in that first half.
Yeah, you know, been in the middle of a field with girls this age before, and it could be hard to keep your cool when they're all shouting at you. So he's done a really good job, just being really clear with his comms, letting everybody know why he's making the decisions he is.
Alex Zahad with a great kickoff, and it does come back for Wimbledon. Fantastic work by the England scrum half to bounce it up to Roshin Lee, who played it wide.
That's backwards.
The captain, B. Gray, is also back onto the field, directing traffic. Here's Gray. Lee. Soft hands might do it here. Onto the edge they go. Belafonte. Belafonte racing away. Still going. Belafonte. One to beat. Breaks the tackle. What a score. Nima Belafonte with a pick of the tries.
Nice job.
What an unbelievable line on the outside there. You didn't even see her coming. I saw that ball get past. I thought, is she going to make it onto that ball? We'll just watch it back here. You just see the way she accelerates. Boom, as soon as she catches it, there is absolutely no stopping her. She breaks a few tackles, which is incredibly difficult to do, especially when you've got the touchline there. Eva Larkai's hanging off of her. We've just seen how powerful she can be with the ball. So you know that if she's on you, it might be difficult, but Jesus, she just comes straight through here. Watch this. And that acceleration.
Alex Zahad as well does really well to draw in Jocelyn Diacetis on the edge. Lovely hands in there from perhaps the story of the day, Rebecca Curry, back from an ACL and shipping it on in the midfield as well, the Wimbledon centre. But it's a fantastic score from Nima Belafonte. Another Ricards Lodge player as well. What an evening they've had. Just over from the kick. The crowd knew before we did. Good angle for them on the far side. This will go down as the best score of the evening in Wimbledon's fantastic win. Rather strangely, this is exactly the score of yesterday's final between these two teams again at under 16 level, bar one extra conversion for Old Reigatians.
Still play down.
What a season it's been for Wimbledon as a club and as a women's setup. And it could be even better for them with their men's side in action in the under-18 semi-final against Rosslyn Park this week. They could be back here at the Stoop.
Just give her a second, she's getting off.
But for now, it's Old Reigatians to take the kick. Belafonte leaving the field after that score with a bit of cramp.
Yeah.
And Diacetis can hang it up. And it's Barnes on the rumble again, this time stepping back against the grain. Look at Barnes go. Can't go upright on Olivia Barnes. Brilliant carry again. Gray. And a thunderous carry by the Surrey co-captain, Dockrell. Playing with real freedom now, Wimbledon. It's a big shot by Diacetis. But always backwards on the deck. Somehow Solomon comes away with it. Lee wants quick ball. Steps on the inside. Dragged down by Amelie Demale Morgan. And then Ahad. Fast footwork from the England scrum half, but now at fullback for Wimbledon. Brought down by Larkai. Gray. Tip on through the forward. Barnes accelerates. Barnes through again. Puts in the big don't argue. And has her hat-trick.
Another unbelievable carry there by Olivia Barnes. Once she gets that ball, it is incredibly hard to stop her. You can't do it one-on-one. Sometimes you can't even do it two-on-one. She gets that ball, has that fend up straight away, ball in one hand, moves it to two just to dummy her out, gets that ball in the face. Nice. Her body height is just so low. Can't maybe tell from the TV angle, but she is small. She's maybe about 5'2" max. So that body height is already low enough. And then when you look at the height she carries at, she gets her chest so low.
You're not kicking
she gets it parallel to the ground.
Okay.
It's just so difficult to get underneath her.
Just leave it.
Well, when you look to these two lineups today, England internationals, PDC players,
they don't want to take the
Ace
conversion.
League finalists. Olivia Barnes' name was not on that list, but she has been the standout, the best player on the park today. A hat-trick for Olivia Barnes.
Yeah, try's good.
And
they
I think
just don't
Olivia
want the
Barnes
conversion.
is one of those players that maybe she doesn't do so well
where's your captain?
at these trials for everything, but sort of every time
Tries
you see her
all fine.
play, I've
They've
seen her
chosen
play
not
for
to take the
Rickard's Lodge,
conversion.
I've seen her play for Wimbledon. I know with my Harlequins hat on once again, I've seen her at these residentials that we do, and every single time she just plays with such physicality, and I think she's really doing her best to show herself as a standout star on this stage just now.
Bennett to take the kickoff for Old Reigatians, who, despite an excellent end to the season, have been beaten by the undefeated Wimbledon here. Dockrell gets the offload away. Good tackle to win it back.
It's fine, it's not a penalty.
And Wimbledon don't like that.
Playing the original knock-on.
He was back for a knock-on. The boos ring out. Larkai doesn't mind it one bit. And that is something about this Old Reigation side, is they have brought such passion to this fixture. It's brilliant to see. And to be honest, about 99% of it has been played in good faith. And in a big cup final like this, it's more than you can ask for from your players.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect on any stage like this, in any other situation, for them to not have passion. I think if they didn't have passion, they wouldn't be human. And they're certainly bringing it in every way they can. They're bringing it in the rugby they play. They're going for the ball. They're going for the carries. They're going for everything. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but you can't say they haven't played with heart.
It's advantage.
Bennett whips it out. Penalty advantage coming for Old Reigatians.
Green, you got penalty advantage.
Sude Ayla-Smith, the Surrey centre, wrapped up by Barnes.
Playing the penalty.
What a tackle by Olivia Barnes, but the penalty was coming. And it's going to be quickly tapped. Excellent work by Newton, the captain. Oh, in fact, back onto the field is Kinniber. Kinniber with a brilliant carry.
No,
the Irish scrum half.
You're in at the side. Take a step.
Bennett whips it in field. Larkai from close range again. It takes 3 women to bring her down. Should be some quick ball here for Old Reigatians. Bennett does come over. Oh, good take. It's Ahad who makes the shot. Solomon looking for the turnover.
Turnover's fine.
And it has been won back by Loat Solomon. Old Reigatians just looked a little bit unaware there of what to do next, and Wimbledon might punish them for it. It's a big
advantage
big
for the
hit
knock-on
from Martina Podlasek.
Always under
knocked
pressure.
On in the tackle.
It's just the knock-on in the tackle.
Seemed almost a little bit caught out being in that 22 there. Slowed it down a little bit, just allowed Wimbledon to get a reset. Would have liked to see them go just that little bit faster to try and get that ball out as quickly. And then fair play to Wimbledon, they saw it, they knew that they weren't prepared, and they went straight for that ball.
Yeah, it's in the tackle,
the turnover, which is what you want to do when you're in your own 22.
Scrum for Wimbledon, couple of changes at the very last minutes of this Quins Cup final.
Yeah, we're not playing, there's still an injury.
And it's some more cramp that's claimed another player, unfortunately there. It's Kinniber who just come back onto the field and brought some great energy, the vice-captain. I think I said Irish scrum half in there. It's on the Scottish pathway. Is Elspeth Kinniber.
Yeah, and I know Lindsay Smith quite well. She coached me at Glasgow. She's that under-18s coach. And she'll certainly be looking at games like these, seeing how they're playing. And if they're playing well, you know, she loves to bring people up, get as many people involved in that Scotland pathway squad as she can, and try and develop them up there.
Pip Sutherland, of course, not available today, but another Scottish international at the Old Reigation door. Lovely hands. Ahad skips away and gets the offload in, and now it's a foot race. And look at the pace out wide for Wimbledon. What a run from Mara Lopez, coast to coast from the champions. What a try.
That try had a little bit of everything in there. You had a carry, you had an offload, you had moving ball to space. That is what I would say is the definition of jouet. They played that right into space as much as they could, and the pace on that, she just got away from everybody. You can't catch somebody going on full tilt like that.
Red, are you taking it?
Well, chatting in the build-up to Matt Pickin, he said that Lopez always brings such great support with her, and they'll be very pleased to have taken in that try. It's great work from Ahad as well.
Let's go, they're not taking it again.
And what a finish by Lopez.
No, not quite.
Came from the wing to make sure she got it right between the sticks.
62-14.
Yeah, they're not taking the conversion. Got 4 minutes, guys.
It's a shame for Mara Lopez, who tossed it down under the sticks, only to be told that they're not going to do the conversion.
Well, that'll serve her well when she goes into senior level, because a lot of kickers would shout at her for not doing it. So
it's a testing kickoff, but it's been kept in play by Wareham. Brought down by Smalley. Good centre partnership for Old Reigatians today, Smalley and Ayla Smith. They've been put under a lot of pressure by Wimbledon. Wareham with a good carry. Namawedji with space to run into. A little bit upright. And Old Reigatians looking to strip it away. Maul is formed. It's been won back.
Ball's playable. It's gone forward off red on the floor.
Well, good work from Monique Spencer.
Girls, we love a scrum. We love
Just good to see her back on the field after a long absence at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and that's a really good impact that she's had on the pitch here. Good opportunity to win the ball back. I think I heard the referee after that last try say there's only 4 minutes left. So that's 4 minutes for Old Reigatians to hopefully get another score on the board and really take away what they've shown us today.
Right, bind up, please, Quinn.
Just knocked on as Wimbledon looked to regather there. So Bennett to feed this scrum.
Bind.
I'm not bound.
Set.
Another fantastic set piece from Wimbledon.
It's come too far off the mark. Still your mark, it's just a reset.
And Haycock in there in the front row. Playing her first season of rugby as well. Previously, at the moment it's Namawedji and Dockrell making real damage for Wimbledon in response.
Set.
It is an Old Reigatians feed, this time a little bit more stable. Bennett whips it away. Diacetis out the back. Nice little set play to get Podlasek on the rumble. Diacetis keeping the pace alive, but goes on her own. And it's been ripped away. Phoebe Hughes on the floor, wins it back for Wimbledon. Namawedji fends off one. Off goes Namawedji. Shirat Namawedji up to the halfway line. Ahad back onto the inside and been knocked on.
Going back for the penalty.
So there's a penalty advantage way back on the 10.
Round here.
Oh, it's a deep pen, midway between the 22 and 10 metre. And the final few moments of this final have slowed to a canter in some regards, but the result
quick, please, Red.
No longer in doubt. What a second half it's been from this Wimbledon side. A try right before the break put them 28-7 up at half-time, but in reality that first half was very close. Wimbledon have run away with it in the second half as Dockrell on the rumble, back for an injury. Amelia Dockrell and making plenty of yards. Here's Barnes already on a hat-trick, flicks it through the contact for Ahad. Alex Ahad, what a step! Back from England duty, scoring again for Wimbledon.
Let's try.
What footwork from Alex Ahad at fullback today for the maroon and blue.
Oh, we could talk all about that footwork, but look at Olivia Barnes here. She holds, she goes through the gap. Look at that offload.
Play, so
just uses her
the
skills there.
Or?
And then you know someone like Alex had with her skill set, she's going to finish 1v1.
Like the end,
she's going to make sure she gets over that line.
Decide to kick it
but you know, as a forward coach myself, you have to give credit to the forwards there, getting her hands through, making sure that there's space, making sure she's got someone running on her outside, giving the ball, and just making sure that try goes over.
This last play, like, it's done.
The strength and depth of Wimbledon's side has been on full show today. Dockrell made plenty of yards. Off the bench, the Surrey co-captain.
Red, you got like 15 seconds, so...
who couldn't even break back into the starting lineup on our way back to the Six Nations, given the strength that they had in depth here at Wimbledon. But what a cameo from fullback she has had.
Yeah, no kick.
And from Wimbledon, you could
certainly say
it's a full 23 squad, not just the starting 15, but everybody has played their absolute hearts out. You can tell by that scoreline, and you can see it the way they're running on the pitch celebrating. They are absolutely thrilled to have this win here.
What an evening for Wimbledon. That's 2 Quins Cups out of 2 so far for them after their under-16s were victorious yesterday. It was a 65-15 win over Old Reigatians in the league this season, and they've repeated that performance here. A dominant second half by an outstanding young team. 67-14. They are Quins Cup champions. The best team in Surrey has been crowned. It's Wimbledon. And there might still be more to come from them as well, with their under-18 boys side in a semi-final. That game will be live here in 2 weeks' time, but tonight it is all about this Wimbledon team. What a performance. Complete performance in every aspect of the game, because this Old Reigatians team only lost twice all season long. Fantastic pick-up towards the end of the season. They came into this final in great form, but Wimbledon have overpowered them.
And I think something you can see from that Wimbledon side is just their ability to effectively execute every little part of their game. Every carry they made meters. Every tackle they made, they got them back behind the gain line. Every pass they made, you know, at least the majority of them went to hands, went to somebody who was running hard on the ball. Every time somebody carried, they had a support player. They had somebody to clear right over that ruck. When somebody made a tackle, there was always somebody there to get over and make a nuisance of themselves. And I think when we talk about what creates a good team, what creates good players, the execution of all of those little skills just really create a team that's well-rounded. We can say about Old Reigatians, they had a lot of players that were really good at individual things and did things really well, but it's that complete skill set that I think Wimbledon had that just pushed them over the edge.
And a word on Old Reigatians, of course. I mean, they are the most senior women's side at their club. There is no senior side above them in the women's game. They have built this women's group from the ground up to the point where they are now, where they've got under 12s, 14s, 16s, 18s, all playing top rugby. Their 16s were in another final yesterday. Their under 14s have been champions at the likes of the Ealing Sevens this season. There is so much success amongst this Old Reigatians setup. But in all fairness, it was Wimbledon who hit the front here through Pickett in the opening day, and that's how things remained for the rest of the evening.
And I think about that Old Reigation setup, like you just said, they themselves are trailblazers even. And as trailblazers, sometimes you need to be stopped. And they won it last time at that under-16s, and they'll continue to trailblaze for their club. Hopefully, most of them come through to that senior women's side. They can create a senior women's side for all of those excellent teams to come up through and trailblaze themselves.
The likes of Ronan Turney, who scored in that first half. You know, Old Reigatians producing England's age grade internationals. But this was the second half performance that defined the game. Again, that late score at the end of the first. But in the second half, this is what got it started. A ridiculous finish by Erin Heather. We thought this would be the try of the night, but then they scored 2 more absolute stunners later on. Either side of Val Rivera's double. The prop scored twice at the early stage of the second half. Well, Kate Yeomans, thank you so much for joining us on co-commentary. It's been a real pleasure to have you. Certainly a lot for you to think about, taking in all this outstanding women's rugby. Some Worthing players on show, of course, but really, as one of the women in charge of the development of women's rugby at Harlequins. There's a lot of players here that you've got to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, definitely. I been such a pleasure having me here. And sort of one thing we'll say, like, of all these girls, I know we were talking about it during the break there, the difference in women's rugby from, you know, even when I started playing to now, the quality that we can see amongst all these players here, it's just so much higher than it has been. It'll continue to grow, and these players will continue to grow. This is not their ceiling here. They'll go up into the senior setups, and they'll make their mark there, whether it's at the club game, whether it's at Superbucks, whether it's in the PWR. They're all going to go on to do great things, but just one comment is just the quality of rugby we've had today. So much higher than even 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, thank you so much for joining us up in the comms box, but don't go anywhere, because although myself and Kate's evening is up, Angus Savage is pitch side, and we're going to chat to some of these Wimbledon heroes.
We certainly are, Will. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kate, as well. What wonderful, wonderful performance from Wimbledon. We're going to catch up with a few of their players in just a second, but they are quite literally about to receive their medals, so we're going to let them do that. But in the meantime, we're just going to soak up some of the atmosphere here. A couple of the old Reigatians players behind me, they're utterly devastated, but there's so much for them to be proud of through that performance. They really gave it their all, particularly in that first half. They were so determined. Just the sheer depth of quality, as Wilf was describing in commentary, that this Wimbledon side has. I mean, 3 top-class scrum halves within their ranks, just to name one position that they're so deep in. They were absolutely extraordinary. I can, by the way, reveal who the player of the match is. It's Olivia Barnes. No surprises there, the Wimbledon Open side. She's going to be receiving a little trophy in a couple of moments' time. But we can see here the Wimbledon players receiving their medals now. They are the Harlequins Cup winners. A double for Wimbledon here at the Stoop, under 16s and under 18s. We will get some reaction from coaches and players in just a couple of moments' time. But as you can see, they have a little thing or two to be getting on with here. Old Reigatians players here behind me, just having a chat with their loved ones. They've still got plenty to celebrate. Just being here, a huge achievement in and of itself. But these Wimbledon ladies have performed to an extraordinary degree here. I'll tell you what, given the depth of the squad, I hope we've got enough medals to go around here. It'd be a terrible shame if we run out. Surely we won't. Surely not. Terrific there. Alex Ahad, the England star, receiving her medal. She really was terrific when she came on, rounding things off nicely towards the end. We're having a little bit of trouble here amongst some of the Surrey Rugby staff in separating these medals from each other. There's a lot to dish out. Terrifically put on event here by both Harlequins and Surrey Rugby. Oh, look at that. They're going to have a spare medal. They've got one for me. They've got a spare. And the captain receives hers last. Be great. And she is going to make her way towards the middle. And someone somewhere is going to hand her a piece of silverware, are they? The player of the match there. Before all of that, Olivia Barnes. Oh, how about that? A Harlequins cap. That is fantastic. And now, the man who's done so much to organise this, Pendy, brings forward the Quins Cup, which B. Gray will slowly raise above her head. Wimbledon are the champions. They did it last night as under 16s and here as under 18s. They make it 2 from 2 at the Stoop. Terrific from Wimbledon. I think the coaching staff are going to make their way into shot in a second as well. B. Gray can't get enough of that. She's raised that thing about 15 times above her head. And as they do that, I'm going to make my way across here to have a little chat with Tane Wagstaff here, in charge of things at Wimbledon. Tane, how proud are you of those girls?
It's a difficult thing to describe, to be honest. They've worked so hard to get to where they are now, and this is just all that they deserve. You know, they've put in so much work to get to this point, and you know, it shows. It was a really well-rounded performance, and I'm just so happy for them.
And what does it say about the quality of rugby, the quality of coaching, the quality of player that there is at Wimbledon? That obviously the under-16s came here last night, terrific performance in the final, same opposition. The under-18s come here tonight and put on that sort of display. Things are looking pretty tasty over at Wimbledon. Yeah,
it's something really special over at Wimbledon. We're building something really good, and this is just the start of what we want to try and achieve, and hopefully this will be the first of many really successful teams to come through Wimbledon.
It certainly feels that way, and I think experiences like tonight, it just must mean the world to the girls to come out to a place like this and actually to be able to put in the performance that they know they've got in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's extra special for this group because obviously they came here as under-16s and unfortunately lost in that, and this was all they could think about for the last couple of years before, you know, coming into this game and going into the season. All they wanted was to get back to the Stoop and to win, and they've done that. And you know, I said to a couple of people as soon as the game ended that this wasn't about anybody else but us. Well, about them in particular, and I couldn't be happier for them. I'm so happy, and I'm just really proud of them.
They've been fantastic. I suspect they're going to enjoy themselves for a few days.
Probably, yeah. If I don't hear from them for a while, it's probably a good thing.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Fantastic stuff. Tane Wagstaff there, the head coach of Wimbledon, who are just having a few photos taken in front of their fans. Tane's going to make himself in for the final photo because we've kept him away from them. Once those photos are done, we're going to nip in and see if we can't grab a word or two with the player of the match and the captain, B. Gray. I can see actually Olivia Barnes just here, so I might just weasel my way in. Oh, Tane's taken his hat off and dived in front of the crowd. Fantastic. If we spin round here, just look at the support here that QUINS, that have come down to Harlequins rather, to support these Wimbledon girls. Shall we just see? Shall we take this opportunity to weasel our way in? Olivia Barnes, or in fact B. Gray, both of you, why don't you both come along? Oh, B, that is a fantastic piece of silverware. Keep that in your hands. B, what does that mean?
Everything. I mean, these girls worked so hard the whole season. I mean, coming down here, it's always been the mindset, stoop or nothing, and to win here is incredible. I mean, some of these girls played 3 years, 2 years of losing, and to win on the last one is incredible. So.
And an unbeaten run through this as well. What does that say about you girls?
I think it's all to the players. They work so hard day in, day out at training. We always say it's not about what you do in the game, it's about what you do in training. And I think they showed that today.
I think what we also saw today is the sheer amount of depth that you guys have within your squad, because you had everyone came on and seemed to perform at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, we never feel it. If there's a sub, better. Fresh legs on. There's no substitution is a bad thing in our game. Okay, our squad is so deep. It's amazing.
And give me a word about this girl standing off to your right hand side.
I must say, I'm most grateful for the fact that she's on my team. If she wasn't on my team, I'd be terrified. So I think she deserves this cap today. Most deserving player out of everyone.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, B. I'm going to swap you around now so that I can bring in Olivia Barnes. Olivia, you've got to keep your hands on the trophy, surely. That's a pretty cool piece of headwear.
It is. It's very nice.
Tell me what this means to you. This game, this event, this performance from you in particular.
It means so much to me because I've been worried about it all day, and I was like, let's just play the best we can and we can win this. And I've just wanted to play the best I could.
You certainly did that. And a word on some of your teammates as well. I mean, some terrific performances throughout. Oh, you've got a rota of scrum halves that I think is the envy of just about any club in the world, but just fantastic from 1 to 23.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. The effort from all the girls was stunning. Like, you could not ask for more.
And obviously your under-16s came here last night, did the job, similar fashion actually in the end and same opposition. Did that particularly inspire you guys tonight?
Yeah, I was here actually watching it and I was like, okay, this has to be us now, we have to win this.
Well, go and enjoy it with your friends and family. Fantastic, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Right, well, the stadium lights have been turned out on us, which rather suggests that they're hoping that we wrap things up pretty quickly and get things done. So, since it is completely dark, I don't even know if you can see me or anything that's going on here anymore. I suppose it's time for us to say goodbye, but not before I do quickly remind you to stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. 22nd of April, Wednesday the 22nd of April, we're going down to the Cardiff Arms Park for the Welsh Varsity, Freshers, Women's and Men's games down at the Arms Park. That's Wednesday the 22nd. And on Tuesday the 28th of April, we are back here at the Stoop for more Quins Cup action. It will be the under-18 boys, the Colts final. We're yet to know who's playing in that semi-finals coming up this weekend. But stay tuned then, 22nd over at the Arms Park, 28th here at the Stoop. But in the meantime, from the Stoop, what a fantastic performance from Wimbledon. 67-14 the final score against Reigatians in this superb under-18 girls Quins Cup final. Wimbledon are your champions. Thank you so much for joining us.